What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're getting to the final stages of launching tonight's match of Ascent versus Velocity. You thought it happened last night in Europe, but actually it happened this night in Europe on the same day. And we've got all 12 in server. We're going to do a quick rundown of rosters after we introduce each other. I'm Ro.
I'm Console, I think.
Yeah, he's Console, and we've got Looster, the Rooster, on camera. Gonna be cocking things out for our camera.
So, yeah, Ascent versus Velocity. Let's run down these rosters real quick. So, on Ascent, we got Nursey playing Medic, Zayler, aka Campy, on Demo. We got Marmaloo on Roamer, Aim on Pocket, Yite on Scout, and High Five joining him there.
And then over on the Velocity squad, we've got the Shamu Boar Core, which is unstoppable with Rakuso and Speedy on Soldiers, Jarrett, the long-standing Demo, on Demo, and Sky on Medic, the only Canadian in this entire server. And we're about to go live. No time to predict or anything, dude. But I gotta say, I think Velocity's got something up their sleeve tonight. You would think, with Ascent, you know, being Ascent, they're gonna secure themselves a victory here. But I'm feeling the Velocity blood tonight. They came prepared. They were 6 ready at the 11 o'clock hour, and we're starting our first half, Console.
Well, I guess we'll see how things turn out as we do go into these first rollouts. I'm going to be looking at Jarrett going into this rollout.
And while Console quickly dies, we're going to see as well Campy and Jarrett making a nice little 1-for-1, hitting the ramp slide at the same time. Jarrett getting a little bit better of it because he did manage to grab that health pack. He's keeping an eye out for his team, calling out these positions on the left, but everyone's kind of hiding behind these crates before they initiate. And Ascent going to be the first ones to go in. Delpo, as well as Aim, making their way to the choke point now. Grabbing up Sky as well. Solo on help, but the pistol will help with a little bit of help from the scattergun, but Campy just walks forward and grabs it. It's going to be Speedy coming in at the very last moment to try and redeem something from this, but Nursey didn't even feel a tickle that round, and they're going to be pushing forward to cap this second point. Ooh, there it is. Oh, hiding Rakuso inside of the lobby, though. Not the lobby, excuse me, the sewer was able to secure a frag onto one of the scouts, and that's actually been able to slow down enough for a little bit of pressure on Nursey. Trying to commit here with High Five. They want to fight this, and all this extra bomb from Speedy is going to be able to get that force out. So now Ascent not in the winning position they were at the start of this round.
Yep, looks like they're still trying to peek into this last, see if they might be able to work this one pick on Speedy. High Five's in pretty deep. Delpo is going to get taken down, though, and looks like they might be backing up, just kind of not committing and stalemating out on second. They are going to take that point. Shamu will go down. Ubers are going to be pretty even here, so I think we'll see things start to stalemate out. Maybe see a sack out from Ascent, throw a soldier in there, see what they can do.
Yeah, the advantages didn't quite pan out as far as I would have expected. I was thinking, you know, with all of that, you know, forcing that Uber as late as it was, they would have had it, but no, they're going to be going into practically a full Uber against Nursey right now. And Delpo on that sniper tries to get a shot from this cheeky angle down lobby, and because they didn't act quickly enough, they're going to say, you know, Nursey probably got it by now. Let's back up and play defense. But they got to worry about this sniper because they're giving a lot of room to Delpo, and he's going to get that shot on Jarrett if he's not careful, and he gets taken down. So that's going to be all steam ahead.
Yeah, there's some prime pushing potential for Ascent here, as they're going to walk in with the Scout Uber. They haven't gotten much. They've gotten Speedy and Jarrett off of it. Delpo's actually going to get traded out. High Five trying to pistol down the soldier, but he's going to get taken down as well. This push is looking not too great out from Ascent. Looks like they're going to be backing out. Yite will trade for Shamu there, so I think we might see maybe a stalemate. No, it looks like Scout Boar is going to be walking forward, taking down Aim. They're going to be pushing them out of choke here.
Yeah, Ascent has backed up all the way to their mid. Not going to take any more chances. They want to maintain this pseudo advantage they've got, only 20%. It's dwindling very quickly though. Nurse is not building efficiently. So now we're going to see even a little bit more of an aggression from Velocity right now. They've got Rakuso keeping an eye on IT, spamming things out. Not going to be able to go any further. They've managed to combine two halves of the same image, and they see that choke is not a good place to push right now.
Yep, we will see the medics even out on Uber just now. Both medics will have, expecting to see a bomb out here from, I see Delpo is now the soldier, and yep, here he goes, coming in onto the medic, gets denied pretty easily by Boar right there. Expecting him to maybe get a trade off from Rakuso. He's looking for an opportunity to go in, but not going to see anything. And Delpo's up pretty soon.
Yeah, with scouts, it's kind of hard to make any other play other than IT because choke, you're going to be seen a mile away, and then the scouts are just going to mulch you just like they did that counter bomb from, I believe it was AIM, right? Or was it Delpo?
It was Delpo.
Delpo, yeah. You saw how destroyed he got, staying airborne the entire time. And right now, Ascent is actually going to be able to take complete control of this upper IT. They're sending in Yite, but he's not going to get very far before he gets juggled into oblivion. And so now, once again, the opportunity is open for Velocity, but Rakuso's picking IT, which is not going to be even remotely close to an entrance.
Yeah. Honestly, right there on Roamer, unless you know that everyone is looking at choke, it's just a better idea to try and get your team to spam choke and maybe get a bomb out from sewer than just trying to waddle out of IT. It's pretty easy to spot from far away, and you're just likely going to be able to easily be spammed out from a soldier on crate. However, it does look like they're going to be bringing heals into IT, trying to take this fight with Rakuso, who's holding it. Goes down to 30, but is going to get out safe and sound. Looks like they're going to bring pressure out, and they just really like sitting on this midpoint.
Yeah, it's cozy, but now they've got their secret weapon in full view. Here comes the first shot, doesn't connect. That's Yite on the sniper, looking for another angle here, but with that first shot going out, they know what position to get into, and Velocity is not letting up any room. And Boar is actually on Spy, gonna grab a pick onto Zaylor over the choke, and Jarrett got killed by those pipes from Campy. So now they're looking for Boar, finally find him. And now they even Ubers, no demos. This might be a push for Ascent because they have that numbers advantage.
Yeah, we do see the scout of High Five walking out with Nursey here, trying to contest on the point. They're the only ones here. They're actually going to get it forced off. They're going to trade out with Sky's Uber here, just sitting on the point. And actually, it looks like Nursey is going to be almost caught out. She makes it out of choke. Luckily, Speed is going to get traded out for Yite, and actually, Delpo's going to take another one down. There's two scouts fighting inside a sewer, and High Five is going to walk away victorious from that one. Jarrett getting a nice trap off onto Zaylor and aimed in the choke, though, and that's going to be 3 down for Ascent.
Oh, what a great fight from Boar and High Five. High Five almost getting the better of it, even though he was fully buffed against Boar. He did grab the health pack himself. Could not finish the deal, and now we're seeing Velocity finally taking control of this mid, and potentially going to have an opportunity to push in here, but Nursey is building up Uber very quickly, and it's going to look pretty hard to push, especially with how tight these Ubers are building.
Yep, probably expecting to see yet another stalemate. Those seem to be quite popular in this video game.
Popular's not the word. Just unfortunate.
Common, maybe.
Natural is a better way to put it. Look, we let Rakuso, though, coming in, did manage to get an opportunity because both scouts were kind of distracted and not denying his flight. Unfortunately, he could not seal the deal himself. And there's the fast bomb from Delpo getting right in onto Sky. Not going to be able to connect that last rocket. Very nicely aimed, but slow and steady, no strafes, just kind of expected it and didn't die to it, thankfully. So Sky holds on to that Uber, and the trades will continue.
Oh my, I saw the engineer out there, and I was about to be very worried about the strats coming out of Velocity, about literally turtling the middle. But we do see, luckily, they have decided not to go with that plan, and they're bringing Boar out on Sniper, very well known platinum sniper. He's very menacing, and it looks like he's going to be peeking out from this the shutter area in sewer, trying to get a pick out onto the demo. He's going to hit the shot, but no kill secured. They're going to be trying to pressure him out now. They know he's there, but he's actually getting a lot of space here, and they might just give him this pick pretty much for free. No, High Five's actually going to flank him from the side and take down Speedy. Shamu's going to be taken down too by AIM. Oh no.
And then a follow-up bomb from Delpo from the IT does get air shot by Rakuso. Not going to get much more done now. And it's a follow-up from AIM, who's not letting up on his relentless onslaught. He just waddles everywhere he goes and just throws down those rockets and picks up the frags, and that's all you need to win games. So Ascent now once again back in the swing of things. They're going in through the choke here, initiating his aim. A little bit of denial there. Great pressure on Inertia to get the force off, and now they're going to have a counter Uber here, and hopefully it works out for them.
Yep, Sky is going to get a considerably longer Uber, and they're actually going to take out AIM as well. Scout stuck in here. He's going to try and be taking out the medic, but Yite is going to find no luck with that pick. And Velocity may be looking to walk forward into this choke. They do have the 2-player advantage, and they do have players walking in through IT to get a little bit aggressive, but it looks like they're getting denied by the Soldier, and Boar is going to go down. They seem to be committing, though. Demo with Soldier and Medic all through choke. Ooh, and a high bomb in. Big bomb from Speedy, putting a lot of damage on him, and Jared hitting some really nice pipes onto Zaylor and Delpo. And Sen's starting to collapse a little bit here. Oh no, Sky goes down. Oof.
Yeah, that was AIM, who wrapped around from the choke. Was able to pick up a couple stragglers, got the pressure onto Jarrett as well. And so now with no demo and all their players up, they just gotta worry about Rakuso, but they just spotted him. They know he's not hiding in some cheeky little spot at the moment. All things are ahead, so now they can get this cap with safety and then push with their Uber. 100% for Nursey. It's looking really good for Ascent to close this round out finally.
Yep, they're gonna have to spot out this sentry, make sure that they, you know, don't get too distracted, take it down early. They have a pyro actually sitting next to it defending, which is something I like to see a lot. It just makes you waste all that much more ammo and just focus time on the sentry, and just make the Uber teams in team Ubering in its life hell as they're gonna walk into the right. They are gonna take the sentry down early despite the pyro coming in, and they are gonna try and take this upper ground here. They're gonna take down Speedy, and yeah. Oof.
A little bit of a distraction play from Delpo on the sidelines. Was able to pull the scouts away, and that was just enough because they were away from the rest of the fighting. High Five and Campy were able to just set up for the cap, and they finished it off with players still alive. Just goes to show that process is literally just clear the point and cap it.
Indeed, we are going to be going into this second mid here. Demo's getting here around the same time. Nobody really doing much damage more than the other. Looks like Velocity's going to be getting a little bit aggressive on this left side. Boar's actually going to go down, as we see the high bomb coming out from Rakusa, but he gets denied. AIM's going to come forward and do a lot of damage and take out Speedy here. And you're just catching out Velocity.
Thankfully, though, Sky was able to make the great escape with Shamu. All the way back there last. We're setting up on Sniper early. Not sure if he's going to go for a cheeky shot out the rollout. Maybe through the shutter door here. He's pulling it up, but the stickies do detonate. Thankfully, he does live. So he's just going to be trying to get maybe an early force on them if they try to peek their way in through the lobbies or any other areas. Trying to get a little pressure on AIM at the rollout room. Does not happen, though. And now they're starting to make their way. Ascent going to be pushing here very shortly. Maybe not. It's even Ubers, even numbers. Not much to push off of, really.
Yeah, well, I expect we will see a bomb in, and actually Delpo is pretty deep through the right side. He gets denied by Rakusa. He's going to be traded out by Yite, though, who also goes in. It looks like the double sack is going to take out Rakuso, but not much else. Maybe we'll see a returning sack, or maybe an aggressive Boar peek. See him pull out some more of his sniper shenanigans.
He's slowly creeping through with the SMG to take down those sticky traps. And Lobby has been forfeited over to Velocity, but they don't know that. They've just got him on top of the little water cooler, and there's the shot. Takes down Yite, who was on that scout, just backing away out the sight line. And so now Velocity wants to take a little bit of aggression here. They want to see if they can get some room here, but it's not going to work out in their favor because all they have to work with is Boar, really. And he can't take a shot because Nursey's hiding very precariously on that ramp. Man, just unfortunate.
Yeah, Nursey's position there is actually really, really good. She's pretty much out of all the sight lines, which is exactly what they're expecting. I am noticing the Yite spy, and he is walking behind. They're gonna have Boar down, and they're not gonna be trying to look out for this. They don't expect this. And Yite is gonna get Zilly, and he's gonna get Speedy too. This should be easy pickings at this point for the last. They do get forced out on second, but they do have the heals up, and they do have the players. So maybe they'll go in with respawns, or play this, maybe they'll just play the slow game, play the Uber.
Yeah, you know, taking a page out of the European book. You're up 1-0, you're at their last, why not just kind of park the bus? Maybe?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it can happen. I mean, they've got nothing to lose. They can keep cycling those double sacks. Velocity will meagerly find their way outside, and they won't go any further because they don't have enough presence, not enough force to break through all these entrances that are getting watched. And so it's really just going to be up to people like AIM and High Five just rushing in.
Well, the one thing they do have is this almost 50% Uber advantage, and it looks like they're trying to get frisky with it. They're walking in onto the scout of High Five. They see the sentry, and they're going to take it out pretty much immediately. Zale focusing it down. They're going to be trying to rotate up to the top, trying to take all this ground, and trying to take more fights with Velocity as they move into this last. Delpo is going to get taken down, though, by Speedy, and Rakuso is going to take down AIM, trying to make some more room on top. It's actually Boar finishing that one off, and just another unsuccessful last push from Ascent. Yite is gonna clean Jarrett up, not before it being taken down by Rakuso, though.
So now with all these things going in their favor, Velocity can finally start the cap on last. Thankfully, no, you know, little sandblast shenanigans of just finding a route to the back cap. They're gonna be able to stop that lickety split, and now force off the Zuber in the face of Nursey, who does have her Uber ready to go too. So they're just kind of butting heads here at this choke point. A little bit of juggling coming out from AIM, but he can't quite catch out any of the players. They're going to be sitting at their choke now, sitting comfortable. And Velocity kind of getting a little bit of a relief there, but we'll see how they approach this now that Ubers are still once again even. Can they find another way in like they did last time?
Well, I guess it'll be yet to see. Both teams are dry and building. Sky's got a little bit of an Uber advantage. Actually, take that back. I can't count. Surprised how I graduated high school. We are going to see a deep bomb in from Delpo. Gets a really nice rocket onto Sky. Takes her down to 50 health. She's going to have a nice surf, though, and make it out. Grab the pack. Rakuso.
That was an insane direct. It was like a headshot with a rocket and just connected right on Nursey. No reaction time available to her. So now Velocity feeling really good about this. They're going to be pushing in aggressively. You see Speedy clearing the way out. High Five so low on health. Tries to grab AIM as well, but won't be able to make it. High Five grabs the long distance chip shot that takes him out. Unfortunate. And now it's actually both soldiers pincering in right now. They're not aware of it, and now Sky gets forced off by Delpo. Thankfully, they did manage to take down both soldiers, so now they just got to clean up Yite. He does manage to pick up Rakuso. The cap goes off, and they've got a huge number to manage to work with, and they're going to just try and bully their way through before this Uber advantage comes too much in Ascent's favor. Oh, but Bourne's going in.
Nope, doesn't look like he's gonna be able to get a frag there. A little bit unfortunate. They do have a little bit of an Uber disad, just slightly, just 50%, not that big. Looks like they're actually gonna be coming out with the Rakuso spy, and he is out of spawn, so he's maneuvering around the map. Seen almost get spotted by the soldier there. I'm surprised he didn't get splashed. And is he going for the back cap? He sees nobody there. He sees them capping. He knows that Yite's on the point. There's also a... Oh. Close, but they're going to be able to clean it up.
was a lot of everything going on everywhere. There's nothing you can really take away from that. There was just too many things happening at once. The back cap attempt was close. Ascent was very strong about making sure they got that cap off on second, and now they're in complete ownership of mid with an uber advantage, and there are no heals on second. This is all but lost for Velocity in this round. So the most they can do is maybe get some kind of good defense. Boar is on that sniper, taking the shot through IT. He might be able to grab someone here if they're not careful. He unfortunately unscopes him. Oh, he sees the medigun beam, but gives away his position, and now the force comes out. Nursey chasing in some people through this lobby. They want to clean up as much as they can inside this last sky. Back inside of that little escape route through the shutter. Can't make it out, and with Jarrett going down, it's just one alive. The cap isn't even finished, and they've already wiped the enemy team.
Yeah, with that push in there from Ascent, they basically caught the combo with Sky in between a rock and a hard place, pinching between that one door and through that two door, going pretty deep into rollout, and they just took her out.
So now going into this third mid, this could be the end of the first half. There's only 11 minutes left, and Ascent are holding firmly onto that lead. You see, once again, Campy not getting as much room as he wants to get. Taking the ground he can. Delpo kind of creates an opening on the right side, holding down this IT, but Velocity not too afraid to come in now. They got the soldiers coming in. It's Yite as well. Trying to make some room here. So careful. They send one in, they send another in, and they both die. They do have the advantage against Jarrett, though, so with no demo on Velocity's side, they got to keep the aggression up or back out now. Nice little pipe connects onto Shamu there. Campy's going to be holding on to this huge buff and hopefully taking some extra damage in. But Velocity is not giving up either. They're holding on to this high ground. And they're just waiting for Speedy to get arrowed up, and he can go right back in there. Just grab the arrow. The bomb comes in really fast from Delpo, but the air shot will not connect at all, and it looks like Ascent are backing out finally.
Yeah, early in the mid, they were trading players left and right, you know, as you said, kind of just being very careful, but really later on in the mid, Velocity did such a good job of just holding down that high ground and making sure that Ascent had none of it. So easy spam for them. Looks like they were trying to jump Speedy and a little bit unsuccessful there as he gets denied, and Boar will go down as both medics aren't even, and looks like he might be trying to send a sec. We'll see if we send a counter. Ooh,
so good. Every time, Delpo just takes the skip jump right through IT. I mean, Rakuso needs to learn something. It's not about the waddles. It's about that speed shot that just gets you right into the face of the medic. And then Sky has nowhere to go but up and then pop. So now Ascent, full uber advantage. We got to see if Campy can create some space here. There's a bomber ready to go in the hand of either Speedy or Rakuso. They just need a tiny little buff, and then they just got to punish this sewer entrance, which looks like the option that Ascent has taken. They've decided to rotate out through the choke, but they're wasting a little bit of time on like menial things. Here comes Rakuso, gonna grab high five with the help of Shamu. He's jumping into that choke, and then Speedy follows up quickly. They don't have the numbers anymore. Now Ascent's backing up, very much in fear of their life and losing more than they need to.
Yeah, a little bit concerning of Ascent right now. They're not really trying to push through this choke with any confidence, and they basically just gave away a full uber advantage even after getting their player back up. They were just a little bit too careful in trying to decide what door to go through, what risks to take, trying not to get into a leapfrog situation. But unfortunately, it just kind of equals out here, and now they're stuck on second in a stalemate.
The naturally occurring stalemate. It's guaranteed. If Ubers are even, if teams are strong, it's just going to be up to the attacking team to initiate anything. And it can be difficult, especially when defense has such a huge advantage. But Delpo get mulched by this double soldier aggression coming in. They're going to back out, get the heals up, and then start the push. They have the one-man advantage, and that's going to cut the resources that Ascent has in their defense. And that opens up Sewer, really, for a little bit of aggression here. But Jarrett opens the shutter door, and that's a yikes.
Oh no. Jarrett going down there is real bad news for Velocity, as they are going to lose Speedy as well. They're going to send, sending Delpo really far in. Going to try and actually get that force out of Sky really early. Nursey hasn't had to use at all walking in so far. And actually, I don't think she'll have to use it at all. Actually, they come in with the choke. Huge play. They're going to take out Shamlu, and they should be able to take out the demo here as well. High fives chasing the medic.
Oh, the juke, but it's not enough.
High five!
Jarrett gets taken down, and High Five's got full health. Speedy's still waiting in the forward spawn. He probably just got called out. It's the back spawn now. And Ascent are securing this second point. The sentry is going up from Speedy. Does get taken down immediately. So now Speedy's back on that soldier. We're going to be seeing a very clutch defense because this is a huge ad. They might want to push just because they have the heal advantage right now.
Yeah, they're going to be walking in through this right side. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on this right spawn really early, and they've just got both scouts on the point. So much cap time already. All they need to do is tickle it, and that's what they're trying to do. Players being traded left and right at either time. Nursey is now on the point with the Uber saw out. Oh no. They're going to take that third round, and it's going to be half. That was a hectic last push.
Yeah, it was a good decision though, because Sky still hadn't spawned, so there was still no one getting buffed. If anyone took some chip shots, you know, the crit heals were gone. It was a full heal advantage push. Totally agree with that decision, and it worked out for them in the end because they were still committing, the defense from Velocity was still committing to trying to get a sentry up at the last possible second, and they were just kind of not in that great a position. Should have just opted for the play the DM fest, hope we can get the heals out, even though we're going to have a little bit less health at this moment. Maybe over a long-term thing we can make it work out, but instead just gets to a scrappy little fight on the point. They finish it off.
You gotta
we apologize for you viewers out there. If you can't see the Ubers, it's probably because Nursey's using an Australian medigun, and that's still bugged apparently. And it makes it so that Ubers don't show up. So we apologize for that. But it's just the unfortunate side effect of the weapon skin. But we can look at the stats real quick. I mean, they're about to go live, I imagine, very quickly. But if we have the stats up, we can talk about who's top damaging right now, top frags. Walk me through it, console. What's on the stat sheet?
Well, let's see. I've got it refreshed up here. So, looks like, who is our top damager of the game? That looks like it's actually going to be High Five, unsurprisingly, doing just under that 300 DPM, 292.8 precisely. He's actually going to be leading the server in frags as well. He's been putting in a ton of work with Ascent, and looking to see more from him as we walk into the second half.
A lot of promises coming out from Ascent. High Five, a strong scout in the game. We'll see how this next mid pans out for them. Jarrett, miles faster than poor Campy, who just can't seem to get a grip. Finally manages to pick up the health pack for the first mid of this match. Right now, Velocity sitting very patiently over their side of the map. They've got the rocks, they've got the crates. You do see the billboard bomb coming from aim, but it doesn't work out, and the follow-up from Delpo on the opposite side also not going to be connected with much. Just a little bit of pressure here. He's just peppering shots every now and then. And Velocity is now committing to walking forward here. They're making their moves, and it looks like they are going to finally keep a hold on this high ground. Nursey doing a little bit of damage here. The Uber is ready, though. They are going to be coming in very fast with this. It's on Medigun, so they're walking forward here. Gonna be able to get a pickaxe kill from Speedy onto High Five. Gonna shut that one down, but Nursey's still got that Uber, and they're gonna be popping up. Oh man, not even gonna have to pop it off here. And Sky, 93% needs to meet up. It's so close. Juke? No.
Oh no. Oh, the pipes. Oh, it doesn't get the force, or doesn't get the drop out like I thought. Nursey does get forced there. Some pretty nice pipes coming out from Jarrett to pull that off. Unfortunately, all is mostly for naught as Sky did die so close to Uber there, and they're going to concede 30-ish Uber advantage. A little bit unfortunate. They will get the mid as well, but on the bright side, Velocity will have a lot stronger chance of holding the second point with that not being an 100% ad.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be easier. They're not going to lose the round as long as they don't lose their med during this push, but there's a lot of pressure coming out from Ascent, and High Five's going to get caught out here, and that's going to open up an opportunity here. Rakuso Still not, changing his tactics. He's not waddling anymore, but he's not even close to IT. He's just keeping an eye on it. They've got the one-man advantage, but they're not even going to push. They're not going to try anything. They're just going to say, hey, they can't push. Let's build up our Uber,
Yeah, and I think in that scenario, it's pretty smart. You don't want to risk a player only to have them collapse in on the slight advantage that they do have and just compound it, and then you've lost a round in 30 seconds.
Now, Ascent clearing the way through IT. Almost grabbed a little bit of room onto those bats, but instead they're going to be backing out. They're just keeping the pressure on, trying to get an eye out. But they don't have the right player in Sewer. I mean, that would have made sense if one of the soldiers was available to jump through Sewer. But it was just high fives in Sewer. They called things out, they were at choke, but now they're just rotating their heels, trying to pressure out Rakuso. He's very low on health, going to have to dip back into the lobby. But Ascent's just doing this thing where they put a lot of pressure and they get the ground they need because the player needs to heal, but then they're not following up with it.
Yep, we do see Ascent rolling their heels actually through here as we see the Boar Sniper come out. Actually hits a nice headshot, but no kill yet is going to go down from Speedy. And looks like they're just going to try and peek the Sniper deeper into choke. They're going to lose Shamu. Zayler hitting some sticky spam through. A nice stick onto aim, and a nice air shot too. Aim so low, 8 health, barely gets out after going for what seemed like a sack attempt.
Now he's getting buffed up, so it's the sack attempts are not over. He's just finding his way. He's clearing it out. He sees one sticky. Let's go through, and there's the distraction play. It's a follow-up bomb from Delpo out the choke. Doesn't manage to get much more than a little bit of damage, but Campy was able to follow it up with some stickies. He was able to peek through the choke because Jarrett was so distracted. And that was enough to grab that frag. And now we're at a pause with a happy bicycle man in the choke.
Ooh, I love bicycles. It's got a cool sticky bomb launcher too.
Aim's also got a bicycle in the sewers.
There's one thing about this game you can never discount. It's the bicycle. It's the hidden 4th cosmetic slot, as we see so often in these competitive pauses. So
competitive pauses aren't as common, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not a server issue or any kind of player disconnect. But if it was a tactical pause, it would only be about, I think it's 90 seconds, but my heart wants to say 30 seconds. So I don't really know. But we can also take a tactical drop-down look at what's happening and what we can expect in the next 90 seconds. They just lost Jarrett. So Velocity on the defensive side does not want to be, going into any bad exchanges right now. And unfortunately, they're going to be going against an Uber head-on. They need to get the force here, if possible, and then hope to keep enough players alive that the respawns can come in, because the name of the game here is stalling. They want Jarrett back on the front lines as quickly as possible, and the sooner Ascent pushes, the harder it is they can stall. So Ascent wants to immediately buff up their players. They've got, aim at a reasonable amount of health, high five sitting in sewer, Campy sitting at full health. Rakuso's doing something in IT, and he might be able to catch out a player here, but Ascent has enough health to work with right now that even without Delpo, they can try and make something happen, especially because they've probably called out Boar the Sniper. Boar's the Sniper.
Yeah, honestly, that Boar Sniper is the biggest thing I'm worried about for Ascent going into this exchange, because basically it's all pivotal around him, right? He either needs to get this force out on choke, take out Zayler, or take out the medic, or otherwise get this force out, or else he's pretty much going to be a sitting duck. Unless I recall differently, you cannot kill the Ubered players, and that makes his role pretty ineffective ineffective, as he is not on the scout class, so it's going to make him hard for him to clean up anything after the fight.
I mean, he's got the SMG as near as I can tell. He's got the owl on his shoulder. He doesn't have any backpacks on, so he's probably got the SMG. And that's technically better than a pistol. It's got more bullets, technically better damage spread at mid-range. Although mid-range pistol is probably stronger, thinking about it. But it's twice as many bullets, and it's practically a lightning gun, dude.
So what you're telling me is...
If you're a quick champ, you can make it happen. You don't need to be a scout. You just need an SMG.
High hero for Ascent TF2 confirmed.
Could happen.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything's possible, except for Jarrett immediately respawning and saving the round from this disaster of a hold from Velocity so far. That can't happen, console. I believe in miracles, but not that one.
I don't know. It could happen.
You could just break the laws of physics. Robin Walker himself is going to just immediately intervene. It's going to be like a hand of God just throwing in the Deus Ex Machina. And we're going to see the Jarrett defense pop out of nowhere. He's just going to instantly respawn on top of the control point.
Yeah, maybe that's
Is that what you're saying?
Maybe that's why we're paused. Maybe Valve have just introduced something that the competitive community has been clamming for, the Demo Man Glock. If we see that come out from Jarrett, I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop him.
It could be challenging, especially if it enables critical hits from headshots, because those are really where it comes from. And now, with the unpause finally going underway, we're going to be seeing Ascent corralling through the choke here very shortly now. Even though they've got one less soldier to work with, Aim's getting the full buff. He's going to be initiating, and they're going to be ready for him. Trying to put him pressure on. Boar gets dropped immediately. Shamu will be also to grab Aim, but now the exchange could happen any moment now. Shamu goes down. That's not what they wanted. But 2 scouts against the soldier is not too bad. They've got Jarrett, who did manage to respawn against all that time now. And the counterpop comes in from Ascent here. It's looking much better. And the pause comes in once again. And both scouts looking like stone cold killers with the Uber, the weird hat. They've got the scatterguns that look like pistols. It looks very funny. This could be like their boy band cover. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of 2 Fort.
This is process, bro.
Straight out of console.
Straight out of ideas.
Straight out of Cardinal. And there we go. They're going to be making their way through this first shutter, door number 1, and they find a great prize. They're trying to chase down this demo, but can't get it because Jarrett knows how to connect those pipes. And he's not going to lose his life here. Not this time, buddy. He may lose to a soldier that bombs at 3,000 miles an hour, but he's not going to die to a scout that just walks in his face. Meanwhile, though, Ratus gets taken out in the rollout, and Campy is having a field day with these stickies.
Yep, they're going to be trading 3 for 2 here, and it's going to be in the favor of Velocity, but Ascent are unrelentless. They want to walk into this lobby and just pressure Speedy out with the heals, Demo Man, and Scout. It looks like they're just peeking into right. They're walking double Scout for free on the right side. They've got all of this room already on last, and it looks like they're just going to be walking in. They've got sticks on near the point, and they're denying a lot of space here. Nurse's going to go down, though, to Rakuso, so it's going to be pretty hard to full commit at this point. Delpo's going to go down, trading for Speedy. They're going to get a little bit of cap time, but the Pyro's going to come out, and Shamu and Jarrett are they're going to clean everything up. It's just yay.
Yeah, he's not afraid to take a 1v1 against Boar, but he's going to learn better next time because he just got mulched by that scattergun. So now we do see Velocity taking control of this second point. They've got the Uber. Apparently Nursey's doing some kind of... Oh, that was it. That was the disconnect. Nursey had to, come back real quick. So with no heals, we're going to be seeing Velocity taking full advantage of this. When you're down 3-0, you push on a nomad advantage.
Yep, it could be considered BM by some, but to Velocity, this is prime strategy time. They're going to try and get Aim in for the sack, try and force off Sky, but it's not going to be working. They have Delpo in this forward trying to perhaps get a pick or otherwise force, but again, rolling the dice, no luck. And they're going to be walking this full Uber right in here through IT. They're going to be taking the fight with the soldier who is watching it, whose name is unknownced by me. Ooh, there's going to be a really nice jump in, and Nursey's going to go down again, though. Speedy.
Zoe. Oh, wait, maybe
Zoe.
It was weird. It said Zilly joined, but then it says Nursey's in the server. Not on my friends list, so it might be Nurse's alt. don't know what's going on anymore. But let's see what happens here. Velocity are taking control of this. Arrow flies across, almost takes down the demo. But Campy is going to rotate to the other side. He's getting stickies on the point, doing good damage. The scouts can't finish off the cap. Big plays from Campy, and Nursey grabs a saw to boot. They're going to be making their way out through the door, and it might be Zilly. It's Zilly. It's definitely Zilly. I recognize the loadout.
I see. Interesting. Thanks, ESEA. But, anyways, we do see Zilly. My eyes hurt because the names are a little confusing, but we do see Zilly now walking in through IT. Uber is going to get forced off. They're going to get Speedy for their troubles, but not much else. They're going to be at a slight disad here, 40, and they're going to lose high five in IT as well, so definitely not the optimal push there, but switching out medics just now, it's a little bit understandable.
Yeah, it definitely won't make that much an impact. Not to discredit anything from Nursey herself, but like Zilly knows what he's doing. He's got the mechanics, he's got the game sense. He's played with people like High Five for many a season. They're going to be feeling just fine despite the change midstream, and with only 2 rounds to go, I mean, it's going to be the easiest 2 rounds of Zilly's career.
Maybe. Well, we do see them walking into mid now, trying to take some ground. They're doing a really good job, again, just taking this high ground. They're going to take Delpo and Yite down. Shamu gets traded out, but it's not going to be too much. Oh no, Sky actually got forced out by High Five? That's no bueno.
It's going to be hard to come back from that. Gotta defend your medic a little bit better, but what can you do when you've got a madman jumping and just knows how to work the room? Speedy, though, not going to be going for the cheeky play through sewer. He's going to be backing out now, meeting up with the rest of the players at choke. They might want to try and think about backing out, but they want to make sure they get the force here, because if not, Silly's going to be carrying this Uber all the way to last, and that's no bueno either. Both soldiers go down immediately. That's not what they wanted either. They're going to commit some more players forward here. Silly not popping at all. But High Five's calling for it. He says he wants to go. But they're going to have to back out because they don't have the soldier damage they need. Just want to finish this cap and then make things happen from there. The force comes out, but they're going to lose Campy. Thankfully, though, they exchange 1-for-1 with Jarrett. So no demos to speak of on either side. And High Five is unrelenting on this frag spree. He's going to be sticking tight to Zilly like it was his life depending on it. And now the counter Uber comes in for velocity, but they're not going to be able to get anything more than just aim so low on Mr. Zilly, but he's going to be able to back out just in time. And there's still a player on the point, and they got the back cap even.
Ooh. So Yite will get taken down after successfully getting that back cap, but it will allow for forward spawn from aim, and it's gonna be slightly advantage towards Ascent, about 30%. It looks like they're actually trying to peek this in. Aim getting pretty deep in the choke by himself. Gonna think otherwise of it though, back up. And they're just gonna build this Uber off on middle.
So right now, Ascent pushing really hard from the lower parts of the IT. Jared's gonna be spamming as much as he can, but it's not gonna stop Zilly from getting that pop off. They're gonna be chasing down Speedy, who's trying to get the frag on Adelpo. He's gonna be able to survive and get the packet in the sewer. But now the counter aggression is coming out from Velocity. They cannot afford to lose this point. And so the Uber comes out. They're flashing their scouts through this choke, but they can't get anywhere. And Rakuso is going to get taken out by Yite, who does get retaliated by Boar. The follow-up bomb comes in from AIM, who drops down from IT, and it's Delpo also going to be meeting up. Going to get two-shot by Boar. That was insane work coming out from him. And so now, once again, AIM going for a desperate bomb here. Does manage to pick up Shamu. He's going to be backing out, but he needs to grab this health back, and it's a fast bomb from Speedy, who will not let these players get out. He's going to get cleaned up by High Five, but that damage might have been enough to chase it down. Thankfully, though, we do see AIM holding down the sewer, locking down that flank route, and so they are going to be able to hold on to their med at mid.
Yep, you're going to see them walk into choke here with this 30 advantage, and we're going to see another pause. This is
Perhaps.
a very interesting situation. We see Delpo right on top of the medic. He's aiming a little bit too far to the left to get off a solid rocket. He could flick that real easy onto Sky, the ground shot. And then we see Aim flying in from choke, doing the double bomb off the wall. So, my prediction here, likely Sky dies and Velocity Ascent get a rather easy push into second. But who knows? Really. I mean, I guess they do. It's 90 seconds in the future. We do see
right now. Sorry, I was just negotiating what the term bottomless to get to the top means.
I see.
So, apparently it has to do with drinks. But anyway, back to the real heart of the matter here. It's not about what do these expressions mean. It's about what does this layout mean. And you said it, with this double soldier bomb off the wall. Aim coming in fast. And Boar, he's doing the weirdest flail. Like, why is this the animation for Scout in midair? It looks ridiculous.
I think he's just trying to get their attention.
Yeah, he's like, hey, over here. Hey, I'm locked on this harness. You know, like the guy on the stage production. There it is. Finally finishes. So we're going to be seeing the Uber gets forced off from Zilly. He's going to be chasing down with the rest of his team, but the counter Uber is going to be all and ready to go in just a moment. As soon as the players finish this, hey, we got to let the player in.
They did it again.
We got to unpause so that they can come back in. That's the situation we saw last time. So hopefully won't take too long to get this pause underway. And yeah, this is a good position for Velocity. They not at this moment, but it is very weak what they're doing right now. They don't have to worry about it because they don't have second uncapped. Like, they own second. But if Velocity didn't have second right now, they are leaving a lot of room for a back cap with sending everyone up top to the lobby. But it's the fastest way to the point. They know Zilly's Uber's fading. They want to get into the point. They want to catch out this medic before it gets out, because then they can take it all the way to the other last with full advantage.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the game plan. I mean, the other problem with this is they're all walking through this really tiny choke in upper IT, and as soon as that first player gets spotted out and a rocket or two get thrown in there, those players are all going to be eating the same splash damage, and it's going to be pretty easy to clean up and pretty hard for them to try and survive pushing out of the second. But we will see what happens on the unpause, if it happens, when it happens.
I think the real question is, why does the medic have the like the most majestic stallion pose when he's in the air? He looks like a lord coming in to save the day. What? Well, I mean, yeah, the robes help with the lord-like look, but I mean, like, he's so heroic. He's got the stance. He's not flailing like an idiot.
I think it's because he's got his hands full, but it looks like we may finally be coming out of the pause, and they do cap second. So
yeah, the thing was broken. I was like, they don't have second. Why is this happening? And then all of a sudden they had second. So now there's a lot of potential for a back cap here, and Aim is trying to sneak his way through, not doing a very good job of it, gonna get taken down there very easily. So now the counter cap has to happen. Velocity does not want to give up any more room in lieu of a back cap attempt, and they are gonna grab a lot of frags in the process. So now with just Campy, High Five, and Zilly on the escape, we're gonna see how well they can handle this, because Velocity now are once again feeling the wave of control. They can push this all the way to the end if they're careful.
Yep, they're gonna come into mid here, trading out Boar for Aim, and they're gonna retain this Uber, which is really important because Sky was pretty low trying to push out from second to mid, but she was able to grab a pack and stay up, so they'll be able to hold this without having to do a good old-fashioned leapfrog, and they'll be able to hold this position successfully until they're able to get a sack play and try and force the medic, and maybe get an off glass afterwards, or maybe they'll go for a double sack. They've been really liking their double sacks on this map so far.
Yeah, double sacks are safe. it's harder to push back out when you're on the defensive side. Right now, Zilly, AFK in the corner, not sure what's going on here. If this is part of the tactical pause. What? The double! Yite just takes down, or excuse me, Boar just takes down Yite and High Five with 1 taps each, and poor Mr. Zilly. Oh, that's
no.
That's the BM right there. Is when, hey, we're unpausing, and then some dropping stuff happens. I mean, it was really great when they got the double headshot there, but like, come on. Zilly lagged out, he's in the corner, and you're just gonna do that? That's not right.
Well, if you're Velocity, you're down 3-0 right now, and with this last push, they might actually be able to come in and take their first round of the map. Zayler's going to go down along with the Sentry. AIM as well. They're using this Uber really effectively, and looks like they're finally going to be playing some point pressure. They are going to collect their first round off of that. And I think we have Nursey back in the server.
This is the real Nursey, because I see the friend icon.
No fake Nurseys.
No fake Nurseys here anymore, thankfully. But the most interesting thing here is that Red Team seems to be the winning team on this map, so hopefully they can prove it to us. You know, it's only the Red Team. It's not about who's the better team. It's about having the red colors. And right now, Red Team is taking control of the blue side. You see an aggressive bomb from Speedy and a failed attempt from Delpo on the other side there. Pistol does come out and take down Boar, and so now the one-man advantage is open. Delpo's trying to cut off this escape route, but he's just low on health and he's going to get taken down here. And I'm about to sneeze, so take over, Console.
Yep, well, AIM is going to come in and finish that fight on Jarrett. Nursey's going to find a saw on Shamu, but gets cleaned up off of the bomb. And Boar's going to be the last one alive. And actually, Boar's a spawner, so I guess technically that was the wipe?
Is it a wipe? Is it a wipe?
What is a wipe, really? Let's get philosophical.
It's just like your opinion, man. But anyway, Ascent now have their mid. They have no Uber to speak of, and neither does Sky. Just building things up as they do. I might actually even take this as an opportunity. Hey, they're building. Let's just send someone in and then follow up, because we can out-DM them. I'm going to be jumping immediately through the fence. Delpo tries to follow up. Not going to be doing much. It's just like a bunch of popcorning soldiers here. And Speedy's going to get taken down here. And I'm going to sneeze again, so just walk us through this.
Yep, so they are just going to pretty much walk this forward with all of the aggression they got. And they actually jumped a soldier behind who's going to get in on Sky now. And going to take Shamu down as well. Rakuso's on Spy. The world is falling apart. They're on last and haven't capped second. They're going to take Rakuso out now and finally got Delpo back to cap. But the spawns are going to start coming in. They'll be able to camp this pretty easily. But some very confusing plays on... I don't know what's happening anymore.
The curse is broken. You can be on the blue team and win a round, Console. And Yite is begging for mercy. He says, can we go home? This isn't fun anymore. And Ascent looking to close this out with one more round to go. We've got Campy taking early damage once again. Jarrett, very strong sticky presence here. Doing so much to poor Campy. He had to grab both health packs and he's still at half health. The bombs come in from both soldiers. Nice air shot onto Rakuso. He's going to get denied. And Delpo is also going to get taken down there. 1-for-1 exchange. The frags are going left and right. I can't keep up with anything. It looks like Nursey is the only medic in the fray. Gonna get really personal with Speedy. Couldn't get that reload out, and Boar seppuku'd. It's a sad day when you see a scout cut himself and bleed out.
It's always you always cry a little bit on the inside, but there was one remaining victorious from the mid-fight, and that would be Velocity, more specifically just Speedy. I imagine that Delpo is going to jump in and die, and Sky is on the Kritzkrieg.
Kritzkrieg is what I like to see. It's the right kind of mix-up with the right kind of timing. Huge ad. Let's see if Jarrett can take it all the way. I feel very confident about this, you know. You pub stomp your entire life, and this is what you live for, is the crits in comp. Here comes the pop, it goes over the top, connects with Nursey, and a follow-up onto aim. The stickies start going wild now. One more is all it's going to take to grab a nice little frag. It's a follow-up from Yite, though. He's not going to let poor Mr. Jarrett get out without his life. And it's just Delbo hiding underneath the point. He's going to be timing it, but they know he's there. He's a freaking soldier's a spy. And the pause. Oh no, it just looked like a pause. That was really funny. They were just all standing still at the exact same time, and I thought it was a pause.
I think they realized the comedic timing of what was going on. It looks like they're going to be trying to jump in and contest their second hole. Delpo's actually going to be going down. Speedy's going to jump in and get Yite, and Boar's going to clean up aim. Scout's doing a lot of work here. Boar is going to go down to Zaylor, though. This is a 3-player advantage, and they're going to get some soldiers on the point. Velocity's going to take their second round. Comeback?
I feel it coming on. I feel it coming in the air tonight.
It is 2-4. Anything's possible still. 10 minutes left.
Yeah. Well, we've seen with a lot of these rounds, interestingly, except for this half, is that they go really long. So hopefully we can see Velocity take another round without taking 9 minutes to do it, because that would be the nail in the coffin if they only get one round in the next 9 minutes. But if they get it sooner than that, it'd be great. Right now, quick bomb coming up from aim. He's just getting juggled for his dear life. He's waiting for the arrow, does get back up to full, and gets right back into the fray here, but he's not going to last very long. A follow-up from Nursey, though, trying to save aim. Will grab Speedy. Vengeance is very sweet when it comes from the crossbow, and the crits is ready, but popped a little prematurely here. Doesn't really grab anyone outside of that nice little pipe onto Campy, and Yite jumps into the fray, right into the face of Shamu. Takes him down.
Oh no, it's just Jarrett and Sky left, and they're on pretty much full disad. That's the one risk you're running with crits to mid, is if you don't take out the medic and you don't get the medic with the crit advantage, then you're sitting ducks, because even in crits v Uber situations, both teams have Uber. Then Uber can just walk into crits and say, hello, you can't kill me with 3 times damage. But they can walk in even more effectively with just having the Uber advantage, period. And they're going to take down Speedy and Boar, and they're going to take this lobby area. Rakusa is going to go down as well, and they're going to pretty much just walk in, starting with trying to walk into this last point.
Yeah, Jarrett's setting up shop right now with some stickies on the right side, but it's not going to last very long because they're already taking the left side. Campy gets taken down, though, by some nice rocket juggling from Speedy, and the counter crits comes out here. Not sure if that was just kind of like a, hey, we just drop it, or if there was an actual need, like, I don't want to drop this kind of deal. Not really sure. That felt weird, but Nursey, only one alive, had to back out, so Velocity will reclaim the second point, but for how long?
Well, seeing as Sky did not switch off the crits, they're going to have to either really build this, or Nursey can basically walk into this and trade Ubers for free, essentially having full advantage unless Jarrett is able to pick off a lot of non-Ubered players that Nursey refuses to flash. But I don't think that will be the case, as Nursey does have Uber, and they're walking it into IT, haven't popped it off yet, walking with aim and Yite, or high five rather, trying to see if they can make any room for their team. Scout and Soldier are going to be in, Yite is going to go down on the other side of the map. There's going to be soldiers bombing in, trying to take this fight. The Uber does get popped off from Nursey. They're going to take down Speedy and Rakuso. Sky is going to live, and she's going to pop off the crits onto Jarrett. He's not going to find anything, though. Shamu goes down, but they're quite the player disad. It's going to be really tough to hold off the counter fight. Shamu, oh no. This is not looking good at all. I was going to clean. Oh no. It's just Speedy on the engineer. Can he do it?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the respawns up too. We've got Boar on Pyro, ready to air blast things away. He's got the cute little bunny hat with the crits cast helmet. What can go wrong, you know? But Ascent is going to be building up that Uber advantage. They know they've got it. They've just got to play it careful and smart. What happened there on that second was just unfortunate. Nursey was caught back by the crits, you know, and Delpo was waiting patiently inside of IT, you know, in the little battlements area. And then Campy just walks right in, cleans house, and the rest of the team collapse. And it was just not the good position that Velocity wanted. So now this Uber's going to come out from Ascent. They're ready to take this round to the very bitter end. The spam was too strong for the air blast and the killing from the wrench smacks. So now it's just getting the frags here. The counter crits comes in though. Shamu is dangerous with a little bit of an extra damage buff. And now he's coming around the corner, going to pistol down Delpo, and that's a 3-for-1. Very great crits coming out from Velocity.
You know, I do have to say, Sky is proving me wrong with all of these crits plays. They're actually doing a really effective job of just cutting out these Ubers, only losing 1 or 2 players, and then just completely collapsing and like getting 3 picks and just eating Ascent alive on these counter pushes. And looks like they're going to be walking into mid here, trying to get some early spam. Haven't really taken height yet. And both teams really don't want to commit to any super hard fights. As I say that, we do see the double soldier bomb coming in really deep. Shamu, Rakuso, and Boar all going to go down. Jarrett to follow, and it's just Speedy and Sky. It's gone awry.
And that's the last straw. That will not make it any further for Velocity. This game is all but wrapped up. They've got second. There's no respawners even. Finally they do come up. They could mount one last attempt, but with full Uber it's going to be impossible. And then just the heavy in the shutter door, the cap going around. Nice little jukes coming out from Boar though. He's making it happen for his team. And the soldiers have respawned as well. The impossible has happened, console. I need to stop talking.
Oh my. Ascent have just beefed that. That's concerning. They had the full Uber. They had the player advantage. What's going on? On paper, my mind can't do the math.
So, this is what we call hubris. It's really the biggest flaw in Ascent's plan there. They were like, oh, let's pop Uber and make it happen. But they just popped it kind of willy-nilly, like, hey, how can we possibly lose this? Instead of like methodically planning, hey, we can milk it, drag some players out. And they just kind of weren't paying attention where they needed to. And now this counter crits comes out. This roller is not going to get anything. They did grab Nursey without the crits creek though. It was Shamu who just kind of walked in, grabbed the frag, and somehow he's out again. So I'm not really sure what happened.
Yep. Well, Ascent's going to be losing quite a few more players to these scouts. Shamu and Boar taking out Yite and Zaylor, respectively. We do see a soldier in the backlines, but again, going to be quickly cleaned up, and that's all she wrote for that particular push. They're going to be stacking this point, trying to see if they can deny the spawners. They deny one, and Ascent's going to have players to hold. They are going to be at a significant disadvantage, though, and this crits is available.
Yeah, the crits Krieg, they might want to save this if possible, but no, it doesn't look like they have any opportunity here. They're going to pop it forcefully and not even use it on anyone. They were hesitant. I was saying it as they were thinking it. I was like, nah, they want to wait. They want to try and see if they can take this push without critsing. But then out of nowhere, they did manage to pick up Nursey, though, in that counter aggression. But with Ascent having all their players alive, they're going to grab this mid and move in second with just a little bit of effort. But I mean, they were attempting to crits, and they were thinking about it, and then they weren't thinking about it, and then they lost everything before they could even pop it off, really.
Yeah, in every single one of these crits, though, they've had that silver lining of, in some point or another, just finding a Nursey pick, be it on well-placed sticky or just a scout getting in off of the crits distraction. And they've been able to rather safely play out this crits uber sort of dynamic.
Yeah, it's the never-ending cycle. Thankfully, it has been
Big
broken.
bomb.
No, they're still on crits. No Uber to work with. They're just going full aggression, and that crit is able to grab up a nice frag onto Yite. They're also swapping it off, trying to grab some players through this doorway. Nursey's the only one alive. It's just a player in the back lines, and Nurse is going to have to 1v1 a scout. Does manage to pick up the health pack and is now threatening with the Uber Saw, but the pistol is out and Boar. Yikes.
Oh no. It always feels really bad to lose those, but Nursey is a very, very good medic, and always at the ready with the Uber Saw, seemingly more than any other medic I watch in Invite. Speedy is going to get taken down, and Ascent's going to have that full Uber, so they're going to be trying to walk this in here with aim, like putting a nice bomb onto Jarrett. He's going to jump behind, though, and trade out. Rakuza's actually on the back cap, but Zaylor has the stickies there, going to get the detonation, prevent the back cap, and they are going to be able to take this second point. And actually, Ascent have lost yet another player. There's only 30 seconds left.
And now this desperate crits is going to try to make something happen, but Campy two-pipes the scout in question and follows it up immediately on Boar at the choke. It's just Speedy on the Spire right now, and Campy, I think, his third frag of this defense. They don't even need a sixth player to finish this off. But yeah, because like you say, it's winding down to the last moments of this match.
Unfortunately, this is what they can consider garbage time. Make sure that they pad those stats, get the most kills that they can, and that is gonna do it. It's gonna be 4-2, Ascent taking the victory.
Yeah, that scoreline is really interesting to me, because you would have expected either just a straight steamroll, but no, Velocity they came to play. They were holding their own. It was just a couple positions here and there that they just could not push on in an even setting. Keep in mind that like one round they won was because Nursey or Zilly disconnected, and so they got the drop and then pushed into last. So I mean, it felt kind of cheap, but they did a pretty good job defending. They didn't have to lose to a 5-round deficit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be a morale booster for them, and it's kind of been the theme of this season so far. Usually what we'll see is kind of a tiering in ESEA, right? We'll see the top two teams, usually Froyo and Ascent. Then we'll see kind of a third place team that'll sort of pick up all of the wins in between, and then you know, 2 or 3 teams battling it out for fourth. But this season, it just seems to be anybody's game. Everybody's taking rounds off of everybody else. Teams are trading wins back and forth. Rosters that have players who we'd expect to be those kind of like second or third teams are playing really close matches with other teams, and right now in Invite it's pretty much anybody's game for playoffs.
Yeah. We'll take a quick peek at those stats, see what developed during all those pauses. The damage numbers definitely evened out overall, but High Five still sitting at the top, breaking that 15k mark. Really substantial, as well as 51 frags. Really good stuff. But when we look at the frags, there's just barely a 20 frag deficit and only 4,000 damage difference between them all. So, I mean, really, really strong performance from Velocity here. I mean, we saw, you know, Speedy and Rakuso doing some good jobs with their bombs. Boar was unstoppable, especially with that headshot stuff, man. That was so dirty. Why'd they have to ruin it by taking advantage of the AFK Zilly?
I mean, if you want to win, you want to win. And, yeah. Velocity, the thing that stood out to me the most was just their aggression on high ground. They did such a good job of just taking the high ground, not giving any of it up, and just denying Ascent a lot of opportunities to spam down at easy targets, which played a big role in them being able to win. I think they won quite a few mid fights.
I honestly don't remember. The mid fights didn't feel as like, I guess the word is like assertive. You know, it wasn't a guaranteed round from most of the mid fights. You know, it kind of went back and forth just enough that it really came down to those transitional moments.
Yeah.
So overall, really good performance from Ascent, holding on to some kind of semblance of their former glory. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth, you know. I want to see them come out on top in the end against the teams that really, really matter. Good for you.
Yeah, well, taking a peek at the league standings right now, Froyo do still stand atop their pedestal, 6-0. Surprisingly, though, they dropped 3 rounds to New Godflow on Metalworks. I don't believe we managed to cover that game, so I'm quite curious to see what happened there, because otherwise Froyo seemed to be going about their usual dominance at the top of the league. But from there on, again, it's pretty much a toss-up. Velocity are sitting at second, 5-1. Right behind them is Ascent, also 5-1. We have My Anime List following up at fourth. New Godflow, Mentality, following them up 5th and 6th, both 3-3 respectively. And then we have Omni 5, who are rumored to be a deceased roster for this season. And then rounding out the bottom invite, we have Black Swan and TF Crew, both teams struggling yet to find their first win this season in invite.
Good breakdown. I think with that, we can sign things off for y'all who are either watching on YouTube or hanging out with us on Twitch. We appreciate the support, guys. This is a good game. We enjoy our time here at Team Fortress TV. And we know you can enjoy some more times with us. You know, we've got constant post updates. We've got ESEA action, ETF2L, all kinds of good stuff. You can always find it at teamfortress.tv. The schedule's constantly being updated. And we'll continue to watch how this ESEA season unfolds. Like you say, it's anyone's game. So with that said, could we get some love in the chat for Looster, working back and forth, as well as Console, trying to help him with some quick last-minute, observer support. He's our tech support guy while he's casting. Give some love to Console and Looster for helping us out with this cast.
Well, with that,
and Looster says give all the credit to Console. So
thanks,
Console.
I don't know. I helped a little bit, I guess. But
a little bit.
With that being said, I think it's time to wrap things up. I've been Console. I've been with Ro. Looster's been spectating, observing, and producing. And it's been a great night of TF2. Catch us on Team Fortress TV, and good night.